Hello, YouTube. It's Black Tiger Miner here. Welcome you guys back to the Black Tiger Miner YouTube channel. So now we're talking about CBDC, which is the central bank digital currencies. Are digital currencies issued by a central bank. Their value is linked to ensuring country's official currency. When was the last time you paid for something cold, hard cash? When physical currency is widely used around the world, people in some countries are using it a lot less, especially during COVID-19 pandemic with a cash shortage and hygiene concerns. As people shift away from cash, many increasingly turn to digital financial transactions. Global banks and financial institutions process more transaction digitally than they do in physical branches. So basically, they're saying the digital currency is soaring, right? A variety of recent disruptions include the emergence of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology has made waves in the financial sector. Digital currencies are part of the story, and central banks have started taking note. Central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, are the digital form government issued currencies that isn't pegged to physical commodities. These are issued by central banks whose role to support financial services and national governments and its commercial banking system set monetary policies and issue currencies. Example of central banks include U.S. Federal Reserve System, Bank of Japan, People's Bank of China, PBOC, and Germany's Deutsche Bundesbanks are similar to but not the same as stablecoins. Stablecoins are specifically type of private and stabilized cryptocurrency pegged to another currency, commodity, or financial instrument with the goal of maintaining relatively stable value over time. Unlike cryptocurrencies are decentralized, CBDCs are state issued and operated. So this is the article. I'll put this in the comments. So let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the like button on your way out. So I have this video that I wanted to play, and let's get to it.
Puzzle pieces have fit together. KASPA is directly linked to CBDCs. We can prove it all in this video. We've got new charts that clearly show this is our last chance to load the bags on KASPA before it absolutely takes off. This is a map showing every country that uses CBDC in its statewide infrastructure. As you can see, the Caribbean islands were sort of an easy test grounds, as they're all cut off from the rest of society. Makes it very easy to run a CBDC in there. But Nigeria is the only mainland country to successfully pull off a CBDC launch. Right next door to Nigeria, we have Uganda, and that's where KASPA comes into play. The Central Bank of Uganda is looking to get involved with CBDCs right now. KASPA is hosting a dev fest with the brightest minds from Uganda and all over the world getting together inside the University of Kampala, discussing how they can incorporate KASPA into the community to better the lives of all the Ugandans. Of course, the first clue that led us down this trail was Yes Capital. They were involved in the seed funding round for KASPA. They were also heavily involved into Quant in 2016. As we all know, Quant is deeply entrenched in the CBDC infrastructure. You can now get wrapped KASPA right on your MetaMask wallet through the Ethereum chain. Usually it will start with Ethereum and then it will move over to the AVAX, Polygon, and eventually the Binance Smart Chain Network will also have a wrapped version of this token soon. This looks to be the path that KASPA is on. This chart holds the most important data in terms of gauging the price action for KASPA. This is the hash rate chart. I'm going to prove it to you on the Bitcoin chart first. As we can see back here, the Bitcoin hash rate was slumping quite a bit. Suddenly, the Nord Stream 2 pipeline exploded, and Russia was left with a surplus of energy. They went out and bought up loads of ASICs miners from their neighbor in China and plugged them all in to use all that energy that was getting pumped into Europe is now getting pumped right into the ASIC miners. And so the hash rate of Bitcoin shot up to the moon. So this entire bank run narrative is what was pumping it up. It could actually be the Nord Stream 2 narrative might make a little bit more sense. In our previous video, I entered data points from every 30 days of the hash rate and then the coinciding price into the learning machine. To give everybody a visual cue of that, I entered some of these data points on the KASPA price chart right here. In the early days, we can see there was actually a slump in hash rate right here, and it came with a slump in the price of KASPA. Then things started to really pick up. As the hash rate started increasing, the price started to really spike. We even had a lull in hash rate throughout the month of May. When these golden numbers start reading 3,000, 5,000, how high do you think the candle will be? Zooming in on the now KASPA chart, there's three trend lines that we really want to keep in mind. One is our x-axis price chart. Now, this is the only channel where we do this. We set up an x-axis Fibonacci, and as you know, every time we're going to reach a new color level, we'll get a bit of either resistance or a pullback. Now, we've already had a pullback, so it appears that we're free and clear to break away into this red zone. Looking at the previous Fib pitch on KASPA, once we moved from red to purple, that's when the price went absolutely nuclear. On a larger scale, it seemed like we were caught in this descending triangle, but that very well is turning into a pennant, as the candle right now has clearly broken above this descending light blue trend line. And when we had that pullback to 2 cents, an entirely new trend line have formed that is extremely bullish. See, this purple uprising trend line also had an origin line previously back here in the April price when we were assuming that we were independent until we broke to the downside. Now we're reforming almost a very similar pattern to that we were in April, but this time it looks much stronger. The candle is on top of this pennant pattern looking to break upward. The two trend lines will have an apex right on the 15th of July. I do believe that's when we're going to start to see much more of an uptrend on the KASPA chart. KASPA is literally leading the pack for altcoins. And when this new rising purple trend line has been found, we can actually see a clear path to higher prices coming. Once those ASICs plug in, that is when the rubber is going to meet the road. This is why this could very well be our last chance to load the bag with KASPA at these prices. Will put KASPA on the map. When they plug the ASICs in, it will jump up into the top 25 market cap. Everybody in the crypto world will have to say the word KASPA. It will be on the tips of everybody's lips. After that, of course, there'll be a bit of a sell-off. It'll settle back down around 3-4 cents, right in that area, and just constantly be building upward from there, from here on out. But the most important thing is when those ASICs plug in,
you can see here from his information, July 15th, which is 2 days from now on a Saturday. Once these ASIC miners come up, it's going to shoot up past 0.04, maybe 0.05, which is what I've been telling you guys. Probably around the end of July, August time, KASPA's going to shoot up again. So let me know what you think about this video and if you agree with him about that price prediction. And I also have one more quick video to show you guys, and I'll let you go. So we'll let this one play as well, and I'll be right back.
And more popularity. Currently at least 13,000 addresses on 100,000 KASPA or more. This is truly one of the best altcoin investors that exist out there today. Since July 2022, KASPA has been on an absolute tear against the whole crypto market, and it is not slowing down anytime soon. KASPA can now be bridged to Ethereum with the launch of Wrapped KASPA on Finance Changes DEX mobile app. This is absolutely huge news. This means direct asset transfer from KAS to ETH and access to Ethereum's vast DeFi ecosystem. Furthermore, Poolin has now integrated a new mining pool for KASPA as well. Rhubarb Media, who specializes in naming, branding, and creative marketing in the blockchain space since 2016, is now accepting KASPA as payment. And KASPA listings are continuing at full speed, Swapika and SimpleSwap being the two newest added to the list. It is only a matter of time until KASPA's mass adoption truly takes off, and the massive exchanges, the Coinbases, the Binances acknowledge KASPA for what it is, the next Bitcoin. Once this happens, KASPA will skyrocket in value, and I believe this is inevitable. But why? Why KASPA? Well, essentially, as Jonathan Sompolinsky says, to make Satoshi great again.
To redo Satoshi's proof of work paradigm.
KASPA aims to implement a vision which once upon a time was Bitcoin's vision, to be a long-term contender for the open financial system. This project is ahead of its time, breaking records. Just check out what the people behind the Ghost, Spectre, Phantom protocols are up to at KASPA.
There's a great line of work from Avi Zohar and Yonatan Somopinski on directed acyclic graphs, where they started with proof of work in something called Ghost, all the way down to Spectre, down to Phantom. So there's like a series of papers that they wrote. And the basic concept was that in proof of work, if you shrink the block interval, you get faster block times, but you increase the probability of orphan blocks. So ordinary Bitcoin rule is, well, if you have an orphan block, you have a race condition, whichever one you build on top of, that's the chain you go with, you throw away the orphan block. So you lose all that work. With Ghost and Spectre and Phantom, you just throw it on to the chain. You include all of them as long as there's not a double spend. And if there is, there's a way of mitigating that within the protocol. If you follow the protocol and everybody's honest, it's very fast. You get a huge speed.
In continuation, here's a clip of Cardano's founder, Charles Hopkinson, talking about implementing the Spectre protocol.
I haven't heard a lot about this, but you're implementing the Spectre protocol.
Yeah, well, that's a protocol we might implement. It depends upon, at the end of the day, the research development, the Zencash team's opinion, the community's opinion. But that's probably the best of the group that we've seen to start with, in a really rigorous inquiry.
I mean, it's extremely fascinating. I would say this is the most fascinating protocol out there.
It slows things down. It doesn't damage throughput or security.
And then here on the right side is a clip of Ethereum's founder Vitalik Buterin talking about implementing the Ghost protocol on their own chain.
So it's an adaptation of the Ghost protocol created by Yonatan Sompolinsky and Aviv Zohar back in 2013 to a proof of stake context.
So both these massive crypto projects, both Cardano and Ethereum, are implementing KASPA's old work. KASPA is already moving on developing bigger and better things like the GhostDAG, currently at 1 block per second but soon to be 30. This is 19,600 times faster than Bitcoin. Then you have the DAG-Knight upgrade, which makes KASPA the first ever parameterless protocol. KASPA is a breakthrough in distributed ledger technology, a true proof of work with no pre-sales or pre-mines that can scale down confirmation time. It isn't limited by network latency, and it is the next evolution of blockchain. Its speed can compete to that of Visa and will offer the same security as Bitcoin. Speaking of which, as of right now, KASPA is one of the hardest POW chains to attack already. It's still so early in its development. And this can also be seen by the increase in KASPA's hash rate. Generally, an increase in hash rate indicates that the ecosystem has been growing while enhancing the chain security, as well as often decentralizing a chain due to more network participants. And as more community developers are getting involved in the project, joining KASPA's Rust rewrite efforts, this project will continue to become more scalable, more secure, and more decentralized. Naturally, increasing in popularity and also in value.
You can see KASPA is creating new developments and also being listed on more exchanges and partnering with Ethereum and Cardano. So I think this will also increase the price of KASPA. The way things are going, KASPA will take off at the end of July or August. So probably around the 15th, we're going to see a price push. And from there, we'll probably get to 0.04 or 0.05. So let me know what you think about this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, KASPA, KASPA, KASPA. We're about to rock it off, guys. So strap in and let me know your thoughts. And thank you for visiting and subscribing and liking the videos. Thank you for helping the channel grow. And this is Black Tiger Miner signing out. Let's get back to the money, guys.